-2 or 3 degrees in Celsius is no joke. I have 5 layers on, 2 socks, hat, gloves, and I still feel a little bit chilly. But hopefully this weather is going to give me some nice frozen foliage. That's what I'm gonna go for today.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher.
Oh yes, this is exactly what I was expecting. While some areas which are denser with vegetation is not really exposed to the hoarfrost, this area you can see around the trees which are in the open field, they are nicely exposed to the mist and kind of fog, so the hoarfrost is just built up around that vegetation, and that's really what I'm after today. First, I'm just going to walk around the area with my TAMRON 90mm macro lens attached to the camera body, and I try to find some composition which would work nicely. What I'm after is the contrast between the warm and cold tones. So still I can find some green bramble leaves with hoarfrost around them, just like this one here. And the dead vegetation around it gives the warm tones in brownish, yellowish colors. It's a really good exercise to train your eyes and search for compositions. It's like finding a needle in the haystack. Fern leaves is usually what I use for leading lines, and if they're directing the viewer's attention into the main subjects, that is for me a perfect composition. And obviously how I play with the warm and cold tones, that also matters a lot. The other thing I'm looking for is the tonal contrast between the light and shadow, because the hoarfrost is obviously very, very bright, and deep below the ground is dark, so that sometimes give me a nice tonal contrast, like on this image I'm taking at the moment. If it turns out to be any good, then here is the image. Now I found these little puddle here, which is frozen over, and I found one really interesting ice formation here. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna gamble and see if it works or not. If it works, then I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. I'm using my Tamron 90mm Macro lens today, and only this one, because that suits the best for the purpose I came for. This lens was released not long ago. It's a very sharp lens, which is really interesting about this lens, that it is the first macro lens which has 12 aperture plates. One solitary leaf in the middle of the frame, that's my main subject, and all around frosty fern leaves, brown fern leaves, which give the warm tones in the image. Just a couple of words about the Tamron 90mm macro lens. First, which I noticed was the very interesting hood design. I think it's the first Tamron lens which has this little window which you can open, and then you can reach the polarizer in case you're using a polarizer, and you can rotate the polarizer here. So that's what I'm doing now. And just the usual stuff which all of the macro lenses have, the focus limiter, and it has also a function button over here which can be programmed in the Tamron utility software. Back to hunting for compositions. Over here I found a lone dark leaf which is surrounded by ferns, and the edges of the leaf is covered with hoarfrost. It looks really beautiful. It's a tonal contrast between dark and light tones. There is a little bit of more light now, so I can take photos handheld. Before I show you the images I took handheld, I'd just like to ask you to click the like button down below if you liked today's video, or if you found any useful tips in this video. In case you are new to the channel, I usually do macro photography and landscape photography, and if you like what you see, then please consider to subscribe. So here comes the images, and see you soon. May the light be with you all.